Thanks for stopping by. This is 2-Minute Classroom, and today we're talking about the Pythagorean Theorem, both what it is and how to use it, complete with examples. Maybe you have an assignment you're struggling with or a test tomorrow that you're feeling unprepared for. Don't stress. I got you covered. I make videos just like this to help students just like you spend less time studying and improve your grades. So consider subscribing if that's something you need more of. Now on to the Pythagorean Theorem. The Pythagorean Theorem is a useful equation named after the Greek philosopher Pythagoras. It is used to solve for the unknown side of any right triangle. Remember, a right triangle has a 90-degree angle for one of its angles. The equation is a squared plus b squared equals c squared, where a and b represent the length of the two leg sides of the triangle, and c is the length of the slanted hypotenuse side of the triangle, which is the longest side. To use this equation to solve for an unknown side of a right triangle, simply plug in the values for the sides you are given and solve for the unknown side. That's easier said than done, so let's walk through a few examples. Let's say you're given this triangle and asked to solve for the unknown side. The first thing I would always do is redraw the triangle with the hypotenuse, the longest side, slanting down and to the right, like this, unless it's already like that. And then label this side A and the bottom B. The hypotenuse will always be C. Taking this simple process will save you time and points on your assignments and exams. So now that we've got our triangle oriented and labeled, we simply plug the sides we know into the Pythagorean equation to get 8 squared plus 5 squared equals c squared. 8 squared equals 64, and 5 squared equals 25. Add these together and we get 89 equals c squared. We're almost done. We just need to take the square root of each side. I've seen a lot of students forget this final step, so make sure you don't forget it. The square root of 89 equals approximately 9.34, so that is the length of C, your hypotenuse. Now let's work through an example where one of the leg lengths is unknown, as in this triangle. Remember to orient the triangle with the hypotenuse slanting to the right. There are two ways to do this, but both will get you the same answer. Again, this is not necessary to solve the problem, but significantly helps you solve these problems quickly and avoid dumb mistakes. I'm going to go on with option number 1. So in this case, the length of side A is unknown, the length of side B is 10, and our hypotenuse, side C, is 12. Now we set up the equation, a squared plus 10 squared equals 12 squared. We'll leave a squared alone for the moment. 10 squared equals 100, and 12 squared equals 144. Now we need to isolate our unknown variable in the equation so that we can solve for it. To do this, we will subtract 100 from both sides, leaving us with a squared equals 44. Finally, we take the square root of both sides. The square root of 44 equals approximately 6.63. A few important notes before we look at our final and most tricky example. In a right triangle, the hypotenuse will always be the longest side. Neither of the legs will ever be longer than the hypotenuse. This square identifies a 90-degree angle and shows us that this triangle is a right triangle. Now let's look at the final example. How would we use Pythagoras' equation to solve for the unknown side length in this triangle? We wouldn't, because it's not a right triangle, so we can't use the Pythagorean equation to solve for the unknown side. If you do have a test coming up, check out my test prep playlist. It'll help you with most tests you encounter. Or you can watch this video of mine that YouTube thinks you'll enjoy. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time.